to stage. Oh my gosh, I did it. Hey, ho, ho, ho. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa. If you celebrate nothing, I celebrate you. So there's a prayer / poem that has made a massive difference in my life. And it's called the Serenity Prayer. Here's how it goes. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I wanted to get on this live with you and discuss not the things we cannot change, but the things we can change. And I have been, I don't know, for the last week or so, pulling my hair out. I have wanted to take this pen and just stamp myself with it because I am having great difficulty finding a very competent and trustworthy and reliable assistant. So I'm doing everything myself. So you've heard the conversations about on your business versus in your business. I love you. If anybody hasn't been told by that, I'm going to say that in English now. If you haven't been told that today, just know that I love you. I love my clients. I love my prospects. I love the women I work with and the women I talk to. For the most part, I don't love everybody. What I don't love, i.e. what I hate, is all the shit that I've had to learn to run my business. And when I started my business back in the Jurassic period, my son will tell me, there was no tech. I mean, I was born before electric typewriters, true story. I know I just look youthful. Okay. And I didn't need to know all this tech. I didn't need to know, let's just leave it at that. And so today, for instance, I wanted to do something in my new CRM. I spend, I not exaggerate here, 4 hours reading their articles, watching their video, doing a search on YouTube, going into their Facebook group, just to find out how to expert a contact list. It is now 4:15 p.m. Pacific. I started around noon, and I still don't have that list. So I wanted to talk to you today about working on your business versus in your business. I love the in my business. I love watching a client's light bulbs go off. I love figuring out what motivates you, what drives you, what makes you anticipate tomorrow with such excitement. Where are your challenges? What's in the gap between where you are and where you want to be? This stuff I love. This stuff I could do 24/7. It's the tech stuff that is making me crazy. So I want to know, how do you feel? How do you feel? Do you spend, like I've been these last few weeks, 95% of your time doing things that you're not good at, you haven't been trained for, you're bored by, you don't like, and you're having difficulty getting other people to do it for you? Do it for you. One of the things that I've been noticing is that we're in this inflated era. We're in this inflated era where everything seems to be pumped up. And what does that mean? It means that the people who love selfies are posting 10 times more selfies than they've ever posted. The people who like doing Atta-girls are doing that 10 times more than they used to. The people who like to complain are doing that 10 times more than they used to. But the one that got me this past week is people who think that I work for them and they want top dollar for it. So it sounds like all I'm doing here is complaining. And you know why? Because all I'm doing here is complaining. But I want you to hop on this live with me and let's have a conversation about what we think is going to happen. And one of the things I know for sure is that the way we've been doing business all along changed in the last 3 years. It changed dramatically. You don't need me to tell you that, yes? And, if you're just joining me now, please put a comment. I will figure out how to retrieve that and how to respond to you. Put a comment so that it's a dialogue and I'm not just talking at you like I would be on, let's say, a YouTube video, okay? All right. So how we're working is different. Here's what I know for sure. And let me know if you have noticed this. We have had it, for the most part, with the BS. We've had it with the pronouns. We've had it with the adjectives up the wazoo. I gotta say, I am guilty of that. I will do. And she's beautiful, comma, smart, comma, inspiring, comma. I mean, I'm a adjective kind of gal, okay? And oh my gosh, Doug, I was just thinking about you. Hold on, everybody, because I don't know how this really works. But Doug, I found an email you sent me a year ago. You don't even know I'm in Southern California now, do you? So let's connect when I finish talking about, and Doug named it, he says, cognitive overload of tech. So what people are wanting as individuals is they're wanting more authenticity. All right. We is tired of the social media view of people's lives. We don't hear people get on and talk about how difficult things have been in the present. People talk about it after the fact. And this is how I solved it, for instance. But in the moment, everybody lives these fairy tale lives and their makeup is always perfect and they haven't aged a moment. And their kids are perfect too. And the meal they just prepared is perfect. That is absolute bullshit. I don't know if Facebook's going to kick me off for saying that word. So I'm going to revert to BS. All right. But that flies in the face of what people are craving now. So let me talk about that for a moment. In the last 3.5 years, we had a pandemic. We had a couple of elections. We had George Floyd was murdered. Me Too, Time's Up. This whole confluence came together in what I think was a perfect storm. And people are now, they've had it. They've had it with the BS. And people are saying to me, this is what I'm hearing, and I want to know if you're hearing it too. I need to work with authentic people. I need less BS and more meat. I'm tired of the fluff. I'm tired of the smoking and mirrors. And I'm tired of being sold every time I turn around. I want some real conversation. Maybe that's what I should name a podcast, Real Conversation. I've never been a cocktail chatter kind of gal. First of all, I don't drink cocktails. But even when I did, I've never been so how are you? How are the kids? Blah, 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 blah. I ask questions like, so you have a new job. What's your biggest surprise on your job? Really? And why do you think you were surprised? Oh, you didn't ask the right questions. So if you were interviewing for that position today, what question would you now know to ask? See, that's the stuff that makes me, it drives me, it motivates me, it inspires me, and it makes me interested in you. It makes me interested in you. It captivates me, to quote Suzanne Evans, who I am just newly familiar with. I want captivating conversation, or I want quiet. I love quiet. Let's go take a walk on the beach and not say a word for 30 minutes. Because that's when the seagulls talk to you and your inner voice talks to you. And if you pray, then whatever you pray to or for, that speaks to you. That's when you can listen. So I just think it's really interesting that in the face of these two diametrically opposed concepts, all this social media stuff and the need for authenticity, purpose-driven work that makes a difference in the world, that lets us see us impact, lets the world see the impact we're capable of having. These two things are trying to exist together. And if you're like me, one of them has to go because it creates what we call cognitive dissonance. It creates confusion within us. What are we going to listen to? So I want to know if you are watching right now, which it looks like you're not, but when you come back to this video and if you watch it, I would like to know what's going on your end. Really, really, what is going on? And the other thing I want to do, I'm offering, I think we have 7 more openings today. I'm offering free, actually, Bernie, my Bernedoodle, who is sound asleep right now, is the one whose idea this was. And he said to me this morning, Mom, okay, my dog doesn't talk, okay, but he said to me, let's offer 10 complimentary coaching calls so people can get started in 2024 with a little hop in their step, a little, what do they used to call, a little piss and vinegar, my grandma used to call it, all right? And so we've already had 5 or 6 people book their appointments. I'm taking 4 more. So I'm going to put in the description here a link to my calendar. Do not book an appointment if you have no plans to show up. Just don't. Because once somebody's a no-show, I just never do a session with them. All right, because it's rude and it's disrespectful to both of us. So can I hear I love Santa Claus when you watch this video? Again, I'm going to take down the link to the calendar when all of the spots are filled. I'm only doing 10. You need to book it today or the link comes down. And let's spend an hour having a meaningful conversation that's going to make a personally meaningful difference in your life and in mine, all right? So Nancy D. Solomon, CEO and founder of WomenThink Global. And I'm really glad you were here, whether I was present or not. Okay. Feliz Navidad. Bye now.